Hi there, Jeff here from the Wetsuit Centre, talking to you today about the Billabong Sg5 7mm hooded winter wetsuit for 2012 and 2013. This particular wetsuit we got in specifically for our friends up in those cold climates, very cold climates, that are looking for a wetsuit that's going to do the business in the harshest of winters. So we're talking for guys up in the northeast, sort of Newcastle, Tyneside, that kind of thing, and then for guys up in Scotland, you guys in Ireland, and then you guys in Scandinavia as well, so Norway, Finland. We send a lot of suits to Sweden, so it gets really cold there, and then obviously you're looking for something that's going to keep you warm, or just for people that really feel the cold wherever you may be. This particular suit is it's basically the warmest wetsuit that we do, and for good reason. It's the thickest and has the most amount of lining and stuff going on to really keep you warm. So downside to this suit is obviously it's pretty heavy, and it's not going to be the most flexible wetsuit, but if you really value your warmth, then those are the things that are going to basically take a back seat compared to keeping nice and warm. So let's have a little look at the actual thickness of the suit then. So 765 this suit, so it's comprised of 3 different weights of neoprene. So you've got 7mm of neoprene on the lower body. If you come a little closer and check that out, wow! So that is chunky, to say the least. It's not going to be the easiest to get your foot through that, but once it's on, it's going to be very warm. So that's 7mm of neoprene there, really thick. You can really feel that. And then that probably moves up into the 6mm of neoprene under the arm, and then up to the sort of 5mm of neoprene around the arms. And you can look around the wrist. That's like normal leg of a normal wetsuit. So that's full on basically. There's no way you're going to get cold in that bad boy. Other features of the suit. It's an Sg5, so you get all the same sort of features that you get in the standard Sg5, so I'll sort of walk you through those. The suit itself is 100% ultra stretch neoprene, which is really necessary in a suit this thickness. You're going to need all the flex that you can get, and so basically it's still got a good amount of flex in it. You can see that. That's a lot of movement for 5mm of neoprene. Haven't tried it with the 7mm. It might snap back and fire me across the warehouse, but yeah, you still get a good amount of flex. That's 100% of that ultra lightweight neoprene, so as I say, it's going to feel as soft and comfortable and flexible as a 7mm wetsuit can, basically. So you get that the whole way through the suit. Lower down you get the usual things. You get the Duraflex knee pads, puffed out as Billabong do to make it fit your knee better, which is going to be more important in a suit of this weight. So your knee will lock in there. And that's a hard wearing material which is going to keep the suit protected and give it a longer shelf life, basically. Okay, on the outside of the suit you get the usual liquid taping all around the seams. And basically that's sort of like a melted rubber over the seams to make sure the suit doesn't leak through, which is especially important in really cold water. On the inside you get that as well, so you get that liquid taping inside and out, and basically that will just completely seal the suit, make sure that no water comes in through the seams. So effectively you're bordering on being a dry suit here. You get all that sort of taping around the wrist just to create a really good seal with your arm. So if you fall off at high velocity, it's not going to run straight up your wrist and get cold water flush up your wrist. Okay. Around the back of the suit and on the front of the suit, you get the smooth skin panel. That's placed on there to keep wind out of the suit. It's better. The smooth skin is better at keeping out wind. So that's placed on your chest to keep your chest warm, your core area warm, and around your back, where it's really important. With this particular material as well, there's a lot of sort of boasts basically from Billabong saying that this is like a heat absorbing sort of special neoprene which basically transfers the heat of the sun onto your back, but pretty much that's the same as all of smooth skin material. Because it's black, it's basically going to absorb the heat from the sun and transfer that into the suit. But it's quite useful that they've put an extra bit of it down onto the hip here as well. I like the cut of that particular suit. It gives a bit more flexibility when you're moving side to side, but also it will transfer that heat from the sun onto your hips, onto your sort of kidney area, and lower down just to keep you nice and warm. So everything is thought of. The hood itself is a 3mm hood. Feels nice and thick. It might even be a 5mm hood, you know. I have to be 100% sure of that, but basically it's a very thick hood. With all the things that you'd expect, you get the stretch through the neck, you get a smooth skin on the outside to keep the wind out, especially important that you get really bitter winds. And then you get the toggle and the peak to keep out the water and fasten the hood. So if that fits well, it shouldn't let any water through at all. So the only place that could possibly get cold is a small area of your face. The suit itself is a chest zip entry, obviously vital with a hooded wetsuit, inbuilt hooded wetsuit. The chest zip goes straight across here, and basically a specially treated zip to make sure that no water comes in through there. If the water does come in through the chest, through the neck, sorry, or up through the side, the actual pieces of neoprene are brought up very high with the Dry Max 2 chest zip entry system, meaning that the neoprene is brought up very high, and so if any water does come in through the suit, instead of going into the actual suit, it's met with the in-pass side panel of neoprene and then drained out through the drain holes bottom here. And you get some of them around the back as well, just to make sure that no water is carried inside the chest zip part of the suit. It's drained out basically. Okay. It's got a toggle on the side here, so you can just fasten it up as well, and then you actually get a key pouch here, or key loop, just basically so you can keep your key there as well. So, moving further inside the suit, you can really sort of get an idea of some of the other benefits within the suit. They're going to keep you very warm. So the hood goes up and over the top. It takes a bit of skill to get in and out of this suit, but with obvious reason, the harder it is to get in and out of, the more it's going to keep you warm and keep the water out. So I'm actually able to do this. I haven't tried doing this before. I'm going to turn it inside out so you can check out the lining of the suit, which is another big bonus. Now, because this suit is heavy enough as it is in terms of the thickness of the neoprene, you don't get as much of the thermal lining as you do with the standard Sg5. Basically, because you shouldn't need it, you just need it in the core areas. And this suit needs everything, all the help it can get to lose a bit of weight basically, and give you a little bit more flexibility so you can at least move a little bit when you're in the water. So, turning inside out, you get this sort of lining on the suit. This is the kidney area, and that's the front part of the suit, and around the hips. Basically, this is this fleecy material which is brought in initially by Rip Curl on the Flash Bomb. It's the quick drying material. It's a backcombed polypro, which is very furry and basically non-absorbent. So it wicks all the water away from your core, and means that it dries out very quickly, dries in 15 minutes. And it's also very good at keeping you nice and warm because it's very fleecy and it's a thermal material. So as heat leaves your body, instead of being lost through the neoprene gradually, this material does a better job of keeping you insulated and keeping that heat inside the suit. A little bit different from Rip Curls. Basically they run some channels through it, which is probably more for patenting reasons. It has to be slightly different from Rip Curl, but also that is going to help to keep the water out of the polypro, because those sort of channels will be able to wick the water away a little bit quicker, so it should dry nice and quickly, which is especially important if you're using it in really ice cold water, because you wouldn't want to get back into a cold wet wetsuit when it's that cold. That runs right down through the hips, and I say, and the back panel as well, to keep you nice and warm. The entire of the suit, inside and out, is liquid taped, so again, shouldn't be any water coming in through these seams at all. And then on key areas, you get these sort of little bits of taping, which are just there to reinforce the suit, make sure it doesn't pull apart at any of the stress points. And all of the blue neoprene is basically the ultralight neoprene that Billabong use to keep you nice and warm. Nice little touch. On the inside of the hood you get that quick dry fleecy lining as well. Most of your body's heat is lost through your head, so when you're surfing, especially cold water, that sort of thermal material is really going to help keep all that heat inside your body for as long as you can and keep your core temperature up. So that's essentially everything that's going on with the Billabong Sg5 765 winter wetsuit for 2012-2013. So this suit, as I said before, is really geared up for sort of the very, very cold countries, or cold parts of the UK, where warmth is paramount, basically. Having said that, you're still going to get a good amount of flex with this suit, just with the quality of neoprene. But there's no lies there, basically. It's going to be a heavier suit than something like a standard 543. So really for the guys that feel the cold a lot. Basically that's everything there is to know about the suit, but definitely one to go for if you really feel the cold, and we'd love to hear back from you, for anyone that does actually use the suit, and let us know what you think. It'd be good to hear some feedback. But that's the Billabong Sg5 765 winter wetsuit for 2012-2013.